is Monday, June 23rd. It's me, Keith.
And it's me, Mav.
And we're found yet again.
Again, I tell you, we can't hide very good.
We cannot. So happy Monday to you. How are you today?
I'm good. Obviously, it's Monday.
Yes.
Always a start to a new week. Sometimes it's filled with challenges, and sometimes it goes easy.
So random question for you here because you brought it up here. So some people like to say that Sunday is the beginning of a new week, but what I'm sensing from you here is Monday is the beginning of the new week for you. What's your thoughts on that?
That's a good. Well, I think Monday when you start the day, because obviously until you wake up by your alarm clock or by
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waking up by myself on Mondays are not really a common trend. So yeah, alarm clocks seem to be the popular option for Mondays. But I would agree with you. Sunday does feel like it starts a new week, but I don't think it really kicks in until Mondays, which today we actually are after hours because of technical difficulties.
Yeah, and technical difficulties are still going on because I can't see comments.
I can't either. And should we have comments here? Because I logged on to you yet.
We should.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I see that we're not showing as live on YouTube.
I got myself on. Yeah, it's showing live on us.
Is it? Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now I'm seeing live. 7 are watching. Here we go. I got the comments. All right, here we go. That's hilarious. Josh says, I bet we're waiting on Mav. Mav couldn't get the green screen up tonight. It was the hat. Peter goes, couldn't find the classic black Oakley hat. He finally washed it.
What are you talking about?
Here we go. This is good. See, this is what happens when you miss out. Yeah, I'm still seeing nothing running through the regular broadcast here. So I'm gonna have to I'll keep monitoring over here on the phone.
We'll go
Old school.
We'll go old school. But I'm thinking it's time maybe we try another thing next time.
Oh, something else. Okay. All right. Something else. I see where you're going with this here. So, all right. Well, let me. Now I lost the comments. Here we go.
Sorry about that. Now we can't pull up comments on the screen, but it's okay.
There we go. Okay. Live chat. All right, we're good to go. So, anyways, I brought up the interesting topic to kick off the show because of something Mav said. So if you're interested in partaking, let us know. What is your first official day of the week? Is it Monday or is it Sunday? Let us know why. Just random Lego or random non-Lego question of the day.
Just your perspective on which day starts the beginning of the week.
Yep.
To me, it's always Monday morning, obviously. But I could be wrong.
No.
Other people could. Well, it's not really a preference of right or wrong. It's just like your preference in general of some people actually start it depending if you're third shift.
Oh, that's true too, yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Sunday going to Monday. So I guess it all depends.
Let's see. M says Monday, obviously. Josh says calendar says Sunday, but Monday for him. Caitlin says Monday. Team Hummel's time reporting for work is Sunday, but personally Monday. So it looks like Monday has majority of the vote so far. But yeah, so thumbnail was posted today for the broadcast, and something looks eerily similar to what was posted in the thumbnail of the podcast episode tonight, and it's lurking over your shoulder.
Where?
You see
over
it yet?
there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit that way.
A little bit that way. A little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, that right there. That right there. Yep.
That right there.
Yep. So not the Lego on the shelf, Mav. You give them. What are we talking about tonight?
We are talking about displaying your Lego sets and the shelving used to display your Lego sets.
Mhm.
So, uh, I guess that this is like a very open kind of topic because everybody has different takes on and different styles on how they want to display Lego.
Yes. Yep. So obviously, as you can see, I'm a little dark on this half of the room tonight, but you can see I have some IKEA shelves. Mab obviously has IKEA
Mm,
shelves.
okay.
Yeah,
Yep. Up there it
it's
is.
back
There's
there. Yeah,
no.
it's back there.
Yep. Back there.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about IKEA because we've yeah, trigger warning for this. Yeah, poor M. Yeah, poor M. Poor M. Um, obviously, going to talk about IKEA tonight because that seems to be the go-to one-stop shop for shelving. But I think Mav, you and I wanted to talk about a couple other places that sell like display cases as well, like actual smaller display cases, not shelving units. And then we can also talk about making things homemade.
Yep.
So let me just start. Do you have anything in your room that is homemade, or is everything that you have from IKEA?
Everything right now I have from IKEA because I when I first created the room and built the room, I just wanted something to initially get shelving in very quickly, very
Mhm.
cheaply, and obviously, IKEA is where I went to. I think at the time the bookcases were a little cheaper.
Mhm.
I think they were like 59.99. Now they're 69.99 for the
Mhm.
billies. And the half billies are I think like 40,
I think
something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I ended up going there buying a whole bunch, but initially I was like you, buying the tables because we also wanted the city, and then I'm like putting tables in, and I'm like, man, this is gonna take up a lot of wall space that I could use
Mhm.
for shelving for display because I have a lot of
Yep.
display sets. So I started taking the tables away. I got about like 5 or 6 tables,
Waiting.
different sizes, just on the other side of this
Uh-huh.
room.
Yep.
Um, I mean, obviously take the legs off and I could store them pretty easily, but yeah, I went a little overboard, and I think that's the biggest thing is if you don't plan ahead and you just rush and get shelves, then
Mhm.
you know you kind of you're gonna have that kind of issue every now
Yeah.
and then.
Yep.
I have realized I'm gonna make custom shelves for underneath the city. The billies are too thin because they're
Yep.
only like 11 inches deep, and obviously the tables from IKEA are bigger than 11 inches. So
Mhm.
I actually have them pulled forward so it's empty space in the back.
Okay.
I'd rather just have it deep and then put like the bigger UCS style ships or the bigger sets that I need deeper shelving for
Mhm.
over there. So,
Yep. Yep. So IKEA does have a deeper shelf, which I ventured into for the bigger UCS sets, and it is ridiculously large. That's the PAX unit. Again, behind me, dark lighting issues tonight. But yeah, so it fits most of the bigger UCS style sets in it. But the problem is if the UCS set is like tall or wide and not really in depth, you have a lot of empty space. And so where it looks nice, being that it's in its own space, it is also empty. So, and you know me, I'm not the type that fills things in with the small side builds because I'm not much of a small side builds kind of guy. So that actually leads me to a place that you were looking at. I think is that Wicked Bricks that makes the acrylic cases with the backgrounds in them.
oh, yes, which I think if you have a PAX unit, like something like that would work,
Hmm.
especially like, let's say Rivendell, right? Rivendell would look good, or even
Yes.
Borrowdor,
Yep.
because it will fill that kind of
Hmm.
void. But I
Yep.
know you can also position stuff where you can get a couple of sets in there.
Hmm.
But I don't know if you're like me. I like the sets to kind of, well, obviously Star Wars helmets. I have to move to the other side where Star Wars is, but for now they're staying there. But as you can see, I have the Lord of the Rings, and for anybody re-listening to this, I have a shelf where it's tiered with the Lord of the Ring brickheads, the new Shire set, Rivendell set, and then Barad-dûr, and they all fit on the Billy.
Okay.
The only slight problem with Rivendell is there's a little overhang.
Okay.
How I countered that was I bought an extra IKEA shelf, and I had it slid out just about a quarter of an inch.
Okay.
And because it's forward facing, you never notice that it's protruding out like that quarter of an inch.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna end up making custom shelves for certain sets. So
I'm getting a couple. I'm going to share this here because M brought it up in the comments, and I know I'm going to butcher this because IKEA and I do not get along with speaking. Um, so we're going to spotlight this here. So this is one of the ones. This one is newer to me. I have not come across this one before. This is the one that M had her epic battle with and semi lost. She did prevail though, in the long run of the building phase. Um, so Tunstad, is that how we're going to pronounce it?
yeah,
Tunstad, whatever, however we say that. So this is the one M's talking about.
those are actually a good kind of compromise between a
Yeah,
Billy and a PAX unit.
correct.
However, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm looking at these. So these are 200 a piece. Now I'm assuming there has to be a reason why they're that expensive. They must be more solid. I don't know if you can chime in on
Product
that. And
product details.
yeah, I was gonna say, do you have any explanation as to why they are more expensive? Because looking like particle board, particle fiber board, um, not really. They do not feel more solid than a Billy. Interesting. Okay.
Maybe it's
So
more material because it's a little bit deeper than a Billy.
that's possible. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 14 and 5/8 as the
But that's
depth.
like what is it? That's almost like triple the price though of
Yeah,
a
and
Billy.
Billy's or
Right
yeah,
there, 69,
yeah,
70 bucks. So,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
it's
and then
almost double or triple the price. So
well, and then even if you go to the packs, so yeah, I mean that is a little bit more than the packs, but it's not as big.
clunky.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, how are you planning to rearrange your room with the pack shelf?
well, so the thing with the packs is I don't have that like the corner that the PAX is in, there's really nothing else that could go there. And so that's why I was okay putting that there. Because I couldn't fit a corner billy, like the straight one and then a curved one. I couldn't fit that back there. So it's kind of tucked away in the corner. So I was fine with that. Um, I do have a smaller PAX on the other side of the TV stand that runs into some billies. And I don't know, it's just like I do like the depth of them, but it does make it a little awkward when you're trying to, maneuver, trying to fit a lot on there because they're more built for depth. And like with these Lego sets, you're looking more for like, I guess the width, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's a little bit of the width and depth
Hmm.
combination. I
Yeah,
think the width of a Billy is perfect.
yeah,
I think
yeah. I agree with that.
most of the time the depth works for
Hmm.
most sets. Um, if you're into UCS style sets that are bigger, and you're into the really larger sets, you have to do some research on displaying it. Like how much is it going to overhang? How much is it not going to overhang? How deep is it going to be able to fit in? You know,
Yeah.
so
Um, no, Josh actually he makes a good point too, because we're open to all sorts of shelving in this topic tonight.
yes,
Just trying to make everybody aware of different options that are available. So, If you go check out Josh's page, he's touring_bricks. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Josh, if I'm lying here, I'm going to ask you to hurry up and post pictures for everybody, anybody who's re-listening or re-watching. Josh has. I'm just going to talk about his two walls here. So he has two walls that are completely covered in shelves. So we're not talking IKEA shelves. We're talking about the wall track shelving. So he has, oh gosh, I don't even know how many he has going from top to bottom, maybe 4 or 5 rows of them. But he has them so they go down the one wall and then across on the other side. And it fits a lot of stuff. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff on those shelves. So I know that's a concern. Like, that's always been a concern for me. Like, when you think about wall or like track shelving. Okay, well, now you have to post. Uh,
Yep, there you go.
um, that was always one thing that scared me about that wall kind of track style, is like the weight of things. But obviously, you drill into a
The
stud or you
studs.
have
Yep.
anchors, and you'll be fine. Um,
Well, you'd want
so
studs. That's the way I would go. If
well,
you're
yeah,
gonna
you got. I mean, we got two studs here. So if everybody's looking for, everybody else can use anchors.
instead of the hidden bricks, you have entered the hidden studs. Oh my
um,
god, that's
but
funny.
yeah, no, I mean, IKEA seems to be the go-to for shelving. Like, anytime you talk about shelving with somebody, it seems like
Yeah,
it's always IKEA. But
I
there
think it's
are
yeah.
other
I
options.
think it's just what I think it's just one of those combinations that just worked, you know. But as far as the track shelving, I used to use the track shelving
Okay.
in my last place. Um, the last Lego room that I had, I didn't really know what I was really doing because I was
Hmm.
just getting into it. So I'm like Home Depot. I didn't even get the white one. I got the brown particle
Oh yeah, yeah,
style
yep,
just to start off, just to put it on.
yep,
I figured have a place to stop putting these Legos on, get them off, and I was just worried about building, not really displaying. But
yeah,
once you start getting more
yeah.
and more and more, you
It's
start
a
wanting to be like,
priority.
hey, you know what? I don't want them to just look like they're on a shelf like this. Like I
Hmm.
want to have purpose, some organization, some style, you know.
Yeah. No, it's funny though, because I sit down here in my basement, my Lego room, whatever you want to call it, and in my mind, like, it looks good. Like, I like how it looks, but then I'm thinking, I'm just like, I'm kind of just doing this for myself. Like, I only have a few people over every now and then, and
But
it's
in your
just
mind, you're like, I am going to have the president, or I'm going to have the prime minister of a country, or
yeah,
somebody just visit. I'm going to roll out the red carpet, and there's
yep.
going to be like movie stars and that coming in and be like, wow, look at your
That's
room. Congratulations.
yeah. Congratulations. That's what
It
you
looks
get. So
beautiful.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a few contractors here over the years. Doing various work, and one of them is one of the HVAC companies that comes and does my checks every year. And one of the technicians, like, it's like the highlight of his day now. Like, he comes in and he knows, what we do here, and he's like, "All right, what's new? Let me see. Show me what you got. Like, what'd you change this time?" And so, like, it's not like it's not a show off thing. It's just like it's a joy and a passion to, like, share this stuff with people, especially like if they're not that into it, but they do enjoy seeing it. And so being able to display the stuff, yeah, it's a personal satisfaction to enjoy it, but it also is for other people that get to come and go and maybe don't, have the collecting part as a hobby.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
But
Um, yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you got to do it for yourself too. I
I know.
mean,
I know.
it's got to have a good look. And don't get me wrong, I've changed this room a lot. You know, there's other parts that you're not seeing that I am just going through a cycle of, do I really want to do that? Do I want that there? Sometimes I
I
sit
know.
around and I'm just looking at it, I'm like, where's this set going? Oh, you know what? I really should move this, but I don't want to because then I have to take all this off. You go through changing. I think every Lego collector, anybody who has a Lego room or Lego space goes through multiple changes and it just progresses.
Mhm.
That's kind of the fun of it too. That's
Yeah.
part of, you know,
Yep. Um,
it's nice, and especially if you have a city, right? So you got to change stuff to expand, right,
yes.
Keith?
Yes. That's Josh and I tackled that project earlier this year. I just had the table, like the regular IKEA tables for the city, and um, I feel like there's a lot of empty space. And Josh, was there over the one day. He was just like, "Man, you got a lot of empty space here. Like, there's a lot of room for display." And I was just like, "Yeah, I get that, but I don't know what to do." And so, yeah, he came over that one weekend and plowed all these shelves together. And now I raised the city up to like the height that you have now, which is nice because then you have extra space underneath and more display space. Um, I will agree with Caitlin just made a comment. Where as much as I do love the IKEA shelves because it keeps everything in a compact place and you can kind of keep things, together. I do also, in the same sense, agree with what she says, how the track shelving makes everything feel not as closed off. And so, for example, like Rivendell, when it's on a shelf, you can see the front of it, but you might have to move it around a little bit and to see the back or whatnot. Where if you have that track system, like maybe, if it's not in a closed off of a space, you have the ability to kind of like look around it a little bit more. Um, but again, there's no right or wrong um,
No,
shelving
there's not.
system. It's really just a preference of what you think looks good and what you have the space for.
It definitely is a preference, and you just got to find what system, what shelving, what kind of style of room or space that you have to
Mhm.
work with.
Yep.
Because not everybody has a Lego room. So sometimes you need sections around your house that you can have a shelf that you could display a set, you know?
Yep. The thing I want to mention about IKEA, because we always seem to bring this up at various points, is I know they have that. I guess you can call it a partnership with Lego, where they sell those little mini Lego sets. And I think at one point they must have had a partnership with Lego because they sold Billy's in the Lego yellow color, which I just randomly came across on Marketplace. So my question is, and maybe you can give your opinion, why do you think Lego has to be aware of the amount of IKEA product that gets pushed out and shown off in Lego displays? So, why do you think that's something that Lego has not really chased after to try to be a part of where they can push IKEA and IKEA can, in turn, promote them by taking pictures of Lego sets on their shelves when they post it on the website? Like, that's something we've talked about. So, I'd love to know your thought on that.
Well, I think that they've done some things over the years, obviously, because you could still go to IKEA and they have the Lego sets that
Mhm.
you're
Yep.
talking about.
Yep.
They have the little bins of storage with the studs
Mhm.
on the top.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it would be interesting to see them kind of partnership grow a little bit more and
Mhm.
be like cross promoting. But then again, Lego has had like over expansion. I don't know if you remember when Lego was, not like it was great in the 90s, and then they struggled because they tried to expand too much. And they were going to go bankrupt.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then they got the new CEO and he kind of cut things down and just simplified it.
Mhm.
So, I mean, maybe that's another reason. Maybe they're not trying to over expand too much
True.
beyond what they need to.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense.
Frank said, I think no need. It is self marketed. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess you get to a point where like you really don't need to push anything more than it's already pushed because it's out there. And you look at pretty much any content creators um, setups, it's gonna be you can just tell the IKEA shelving. Like it's almost plain as day that it's IKEA shelving. I mean,
But
it's
it
white,
it,
it's black,
it
it's
works. Do you think
yeah.
they're actually making these Billy bookcases for bookcases? Are they like, yeah, these are bookcases, but
At this point, you might as well market them as Lego display cases that also fit books. Or here's Lego, put in, or book nooks, book ends, whatever you want to call them. I mean, now you can start playing into that too. Um,
I'm just gonna have 1,000 Balrog sets.
yes. Well, see, because this is interesting to me now, because you and I have talked about the videos where the sets are displayed and they're in rooms with nothing Lego.
Yes.
So there's a plug for IKEA. You can fit your IKEA shelves in the background of these Lego videos that feature nothing Lego except the set that they're building, and you could have all IKEA shelving and products behind. So again, I know no need to market any more than you have to, but I don't know. I just think like if Lego it keeps doing these videos with the type of displaying that they're doing, I mean, I don't know. IKEA could nicely furnish off the studio rooms, and then Lego only help push them more. So yeah, okay, good point. Frank also says Funko Pop collectors. That's true too. I see the same shelving, in those
Yeah, this is
collections.
goes
So
for any kind of collection.
mhm.
It's not specifically just for Lego, but yeah. Um, I don't know if you ever use the Calyx
I've heard.
units.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's what I have floating above the desk.
Okay.
So obviously, I have a desk and I like to utilize space.
hmm
So I have a Calyx unit, a 4 bin one that I just hung because I seen it used as a entertainment center, like floating entertainment center.
This guy right here.
Yep. So what's good about that is I flipped it to go vertical
Yeah.
or horizontal. No,
Horizontal. Yep.
horizontal. Sorry.
Yep.
Flipped it to go horizontal, and then I mounted it to the wall.
hmm
Um, it actually fits the Home Alone house is sitting on the top of
Oh,
it,
nice. Okay.
and inside each bin, obviously, two of the bins are full of GWPs. I have
Except
one
for
with.
mine.
You got yours in another dimension, man.
I must
I
have. Somebody got it.
and then I have other two that it's just kind of random stuff for right now. Like one's the Atari set, and then the other one just has a bunch of minifigs that
hmm
I'm still sorting through. Um, so yeah, it works. It's a decent size too, so it does fit a good amount of stuff.
I agree. No, I agree. The other ones you have that are underneath. Do you
To
remember
the
what the
half,
name?
to the
It's
half
just the
half
half
billies,
Baileys. Okay. Yep.
just a half billy. Yep,
The other
it's
ones
a
that
half billy,
I
and then I have like the half. It's another half billy, but it's not the half in height. It's the half in width.
okay.
So
Uh,
that's how I make the corner going around the
oh yeah,
corners.
yeah. Okay. Yep.
So
Now these are the ones that I use. I haven't even had a chance to show you because Josh was just here last night and he helped me finalize putting it together. Uh, I just changed out my TV stand, so have the finished with the shelving now. I have nowhere else to go with shelving. Changed out the TV stand for not this one. It's the 3 shelf of the Besta. So these are what I've used underneath the cities with. I think it's a Calyx on top of it. So I went Besta Calyx tabletop, and these are nicer than the Billies as far as the depth, but they don't come in the height. So these are
yep,
just your normal size shelves, I guess you can say. So that's the only downfall to these. But I guess these would be more. Oh, yeah, these would be closer to the ones that M has. I'm drawing a blank. Tunstead, wherever you pronounce that. These would be similar to what she has, but just not in the height aspect. Um, but that's what's nice about IKEA. I mean, they do give you several types of different options, sizes that you can choose from, ways you can put them together, shelves, different types of shelves, wood, glass. Do you want doors on them? Now, if I'm not mistaken, you do not have any doors on yours, correct?
I do not
Okay.
because I have a dust filtration system
Okay. Yep.
in the room.
All right. And then I think M has doors on hers. I have doors on my billies, but not on the packs. I could do doors on the packs, but that would just be ridiculous in my opinion.
We got Josh coming in. What holds all your new and box sets, Mav? That would
Well,
be a combination of a closet upstairs, because there's no sense in having it in the Lego room if it's not built. And then everything underneath the city. Can't really go this way. Yeah.
yeah, there you
Everything underneath the city. Yeah. And that's the to be built. So everything that I'm planning to build is in the billies underneath right now, because I don't have enough Lego yet built to fill in every shelf. So that's a good thing for right now.
You do also have your sets over here. They're on a
Yes.
Besta. If you were curious, they're on a Besta over
Oh,
here. So
we're gonna have to get pictures or a tour one day of my remote satellite backlog. So
I'm keeping it warm for you. So
keeping it warm.
yeah, to be built, TBB, to be built instead of our
Oh,
TBD
well, that's another good one. There we go.
is. Yeah, maybe that actually Austin. We can give Austin credit for that one, TBB.
Thank you,
Uh,
Austin.
so yeah, Josh asked what. This is a nice comment for anybody to know. What system do you use for the dust filtration?
It's an arrow. Oro. It's
Okay,
from Amazon.
okay,
It's really cheap. I didn't have to get a big one because obviously 12 by 12. It's not like a full
hmm
finished basement like yours. It's an actual room. So it's got a couple of different modes. Got a quiet mode. Right now it's on quiet, so you don't hear the humming
hmm
during the live. But yeah, it's good. Change out the filter every 3 months.
okay,
So
yeah, that's on my list
it's got
of
a carbon filter. I mean, they have a little bit bigger one. I was thinking about getting, but I
okay.
think this one's doing good so far. Between that and Dustin every other week,
Oh,
I
look at you!
I don't really have. There's certain sets that I avoid though. Like Rivendell was
Don't
one
blame
of
me.
them that it's not too bad right now. So I'm just letting it. Once I start seeing like maybe I should dust it, that's when I'll do it. But I'm not gonna do a normal routine on it because I'm afraid of knocking all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
leaves or the tile or something off. So
Um, just looking at comments here. M asks, sorry, again, apologies for everybody tonight that we can't highlight comments. Don't know what's going on with our studio tonight, so we're just going off the phone, so bear with us here. Do your kids display Lego in their rooms, or does all the Lego stay in the Lego room?
oh no, he's so my son has shelves, track shelves, like
Hmm,
Josh.
okay. Yep.
Um, and they go above his desk. And then we have a bureau that had a mirror, but he didn't want a mirror in his room like that because the way it faces his
Understandable.
bed.
Yeah, I'm with
So
them on that one. Yep.
right. So he was like, nope, nope,
Yep.
not doing
Nope.
that. So what we did, he wanted a Ninjago City.
Mhm.
So it's the same width as an IKEA table.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yep.
the same dimensions almost as an IKEA table. A little bit longer. Um, than like the 52 inch. I think it was like a 54-inch.
Okay.
So we put down base plates,
Mhm.
and he is now working on making his own little Ninjago city
Nice. Nice. Yep.
on that. So yeah,
Sweet. Yeah. For over here, in Bryce's room, he he has a. It's one of those. It's like a black frame with glass shelves from IKEA. He has one of those in his room, and that's where he puts like any of his like special ones that he wants to put away. But then on the top of his dresser, he has a city that he has built. So he's got like a little like with the city sets. So he's got all that. And then yeah, then he has some like on his bookshelf. It's just kind of scattered throughout his room. But yeah, Peter said, stuff scattered throughout the house. I mean, that's the same too. Like
yep,
we don't even have regular shelving, like just your normal shelving from like, I don't know, wherever you can buy like non-Lego shelving and like in the bathroom, and we put botanicals in the bathroom, so it's like anywhere you can find space to put sets,
Yep.
you put it because it kind of bursts at the seams. So
Oh yeah. I think right now I have the Van Gogh like upstairs
mhm.
in the living room, like right on the entertainment center.
Okay,
It looks good. Obviously, the botanicals are here and there around the house. You can't kill those things. That's what's good about
that's a valid
them.
point.
You go on
Yeah.
vacation, you don't need somebody to go and water your
Yep.
plants. So,
Yep. Yeah. Very valid point. Good. Good for gifts. As well. People tend to like the botanicals for display purposes. So, um, but yeah, I mean, would you find yourself? So here's just a random question for you. So this is kind of combining two different topics. One that we're not going to go into tonight. We'll go into this another night. I'm going to bring up lighting real quickly. Obviously, we have. That's a valid point. I'm gonna interrupt for that one. Dusting a botanical. Don't even want to think about that. Um, but yeah, so if you had the choice of going and doing like a Wicked Bricks display or whomever who makes the acrylic cases, either with a nice background that matches the scene or a light kit, what would you find yourself leaning towards?
well, it depends on the set. I missed out on Wicked Bricks for the Shire.
Yeah.
I really liked that one because of the way the Shire
Hmm.
has multiple pieces. I think we covered that in our review of
Yep.
the Shire. That is also on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, something like that, it keeps everything together. Barrador, that'd also be a good one because just on its own with the Billy, uh, it takes up almost all of the space.
Hmm.
But if you slide it over, there's enough. I mean, if I got the Tower of Orthanc, it fit nicely over there, right
Yeah.
next to Barrador.
Yep.
But for right now, the Wicked Bricks would look good. Lighting, I like lighting too. I do. I like it. I want to get into it, but I'm just not ready to kind of go down that road yet. I think I'm itching to try a smaller set
Hmm.
first, you know. So like
Perfect world would be get the case and light it up.
perfect, yeah, perfect world. Well, light up those set, put it
Yeah,
in the
put it in
case,
the case. Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, like looking at Bar Door on my shelf, like it's a beautiful set, but on a white shelf, it's just kind of like there. So like to put it in the Wicked Brick case that has like the nice like background and the fire and all that brings it to life in a whole new dimension. Then you add the lights to it. I mean, that's just like it's a whole new ball game for displaying. And I think that's part of like something you have to decide as a person when you're deciding what you want to do after you're done building. Like, are you going to focus on getting more sets and putting your money there, or are you going to maybe tone down the number of sets you get and go the light kit route? Because the light kits obviously are expensive and they are almost just as expensive as some of the sets. But they do bring the set to life in a way that just being static on a shelf does not.
Yep. Frank asked, "How do you guys do photography?"
Oof, that's a
So I normally do it just on a white background,
mhm,
white drop. Um, I have a I have a portable IKEA table that I slide out,
mhm,
and I normally do photos on that. I used to do it on my build table, but obviously with starting to getting to live streaming
mhm.
and doing the podcast or podcast
Yep,
slash live stream,
yep,
a lot of the equipment has taken up some of the build table.
very much so.
So yeah, I always have a couple extra. Like I said, I have 5 or 6 IKEA tables on the other side of this room that I could just pop out.
Yep,
Sometimes I'll use 2 tables. I'll just take the table that has the feet on it, and I'll take the same size table and stretch it across, and that'll be like the white backdrop
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
on it. So
Yep. I got one of those. I just wanted to try it. I got one of those photo boxes probably about a month ago. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. It came with like all the different color backgrounds, and I don't know. I'm not really much of a photographer. And trying to like maneuver stuff around in that photo box just was not really going. It wasn't going well, and so I kind of gave up with that. So yeah, kudos to everybody. Like, and I just have an iPhone, which obviously the iPhones take amazing pictures, but I feel like my pictures never look as good as other people's who take iPhone pictures. So that's why I told you at Brickworld, I just said, you know what, Mav, you just take all the pictures and videos, share them, and and that's that.
it's sometimes it's just the eye. It's not about the anybody can take a picture with a lens
Yeah,
and just kind of make it work. Yeah. What do we got going on in the chat? Just take it outside.
I
I
see
do
that.
all photos outdoors. So M does all of her photos outdoors.
That's probably why I have such issues with like I feel the quality is never great because the lighting, nothing is going to be as good as your actual lighting, what you're going to get from outdoors. Um,
Yep, I am going to skip your comment, Josh. Yep, it's been done.
he's seeking that validation of comment reading.
No, no, I know what he's saying. Does his comment was, does the Wicked case have a slot for the light um, kit power cable? That I am not sure of, but I'm pretty sure if you really wanted to modify it, you could probably drill. I know most people don't want to drill on something brand new, but
Yeah.
if it's something you want to do, you may have to modify the box to work for you, to work with what you have. So,
Oh boy, we're getting hashtag ignore in the comments here. You know, why is it always Frank? It's either he doesn't show up to lives because he's out on movie night, or he's starting stuff in the chat. Man, I tell you, this guy, this guy's something else here. So
no, but I think there's a lot that you could do with just with light kits and
yeah.
displays and that, but that's all part of the whole what you're putting onto the shelf,
Hmm.
right? So,
Yep.
biggest thing is find what works for you, figure out the space that you want to put your shelving or display your Lego,
Hmm.
and I think don't make the same mistakes that me and Keith made, where we kind of here's our room, we're doing an IKEA trip,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I think I need like 12 of those. I
Ooh,
think I
piece of
need,
candy. Ooh, piece
yeah,
of candy.
yeah, basically, you go around, no measuring tape
Nope.
whatsoever. I
Nope.
think I lucked out with the shelves because I did it that way, and I think I needed more,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
everything seemed to fit okay, but it took me some time to lay it out.
Okay.
So,
Yep. Yep.
plan
Um,
number 1 would be to measure out your room and then figure out places that you want to like stop putting. If you're going to build a city, where is some of your tables going to go? Did you want displays as well as having a city? So how big is your display is going to be? Your display shelves is going to be? Is it going to You're going to have 4 shelves, you're going to have 3 shelves.
mhm,
Do you want more? That means you have to have less tables for your city. That's why I chose a perimeter city,
mhm,
to start off with. Eventually that might change, or I might just stop in general and just put them on shelves. It all
mhm.
depends.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know. Yeah, Josh and I did measure out mine, except I have this thing in the way. It's
a couch,
yeah, man. I don't like who puts
just got
that there. Yeah,
just got to
I
throw
don't.
that out. Just throw
I
that
just
out.
yeah. I mean, beanbag chairs. Like that's the way to go. You just toss a
No,
beanbag
just
chair in.
nothing. You go upstairs, sit down.
That's true. That's
Downstairs
true.
is
Yeah,
Lego.
that's true. You know what? Yeah, I mean, when you really say it like that, I mean, the expansion I have. I mean, yeah. Well,
Yeah, I do you pull a Mr. Rogers? Do you change your shoes before you go in the Lego room?
I don't wear shoes in the house, but if I did, I would do exactly as such.
Well, you can have slippers.
No, no, I know what you mean. No, I don't. I've been talking about that recently, but just to feel like Mr. Rogers, yeah, I probably should.
Listen, when you have kids and you have a dog,
I get it.
and I don't walk around in socks because my socks would look like they were
Yeah.
covered in hair and stuff. So I have a pair of house shoes, I call it.
Mhm.
It's shoes only one in the house, and that's it.
Yeah. Yep. 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 No, I get you.
Basically, what Mr. Rogers did:
Yeah.
outdoor shoes,
Indoor
indoor
shoes.
shoes.
Yep.
So,
That's what my dad does, and then my dad keeps them on when he goes outside because he forgets, and then he's like, "Ah, crap! I left my indoor shoes on."
yep, need more.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to share any of their pictures of your Lego room,
Yes,
please post them on social media, or on social media, post them on Instagram. Um, I'm just,
and tag the hidden bricks,
yeah,
and we'll make sure to display them, or
yeah, yep. Love to get that out there.
shout you out.
Mhm. Yep, just to give people some different examples for anybody listening back who might be on the fence about how they want to display. For us to be able to share some examples. Again, I know I already tossed Josh out there, and he has already obliged and posted pictures. So again, go check out touring_bricks on Instagram. You can check out his track shelving. If you go over to M's page, brick.main, I know she has had some recent videos with
Yep.
some shelving in her new rooms.
She's
Accio
had some
bricks.
battles too with shelving in her room. So,
Yeah, yes, you get the pleasure of watching that. Accio Bricks, Frank, I know in his videos you can see some of the shelving examples he has. Um, Team Hummels over on Instagram as well. They are in the process of building their Lego room, so you can probably get some updates from them as far as what they're going to be doing. Now, they might be ones to really keep an eye on because they are just in the process of really making their Lego room. So they're starting, I guess you can say, kind of from scratch. Um, but yeah, you can check them out, follow along. Peter, that's actually a good idea for you. You can have a building blog and keep people updated on what you're looking at shelving wise.
if you
Um,
scroll really, really back at Mavericks,
oh, you got yours too?
I had pictures of what the room looked like when it was
Okay.
when it was water damaged.
Ah, okay.
What it was like when I redid the room, put the new lighting and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to see the progression because I go back, I look at those pictures, I'm like, wow. I'm like, it really looked like this.
I need to clean my space up a little bit, and then I will. I do have pictures from the first Christmas. It started out as a U, 3 tables with base plates on it. That was 2 years ago, and now we're here. So it's enjoyable to watch. Definitely see the growth of just everything. And I never thought I'd have a podcast set up, down here either. But
No, we didn't. That's see. So those are the changes on a whim that
mhm,
happen.
yep,
Yeah, there's more to the shelving too because there's shelving that helps you organize as well.
mhm,
But that's a whole new episode that we are going to talk about in the future because we have that lined up for organizing Lego.
yes, yep.
So stay tuned for that one.
So if we disappointed you tonight with no organization, stay tuned for sure because that's a whole other.
No, trust me, we have a lot with the organization. Displaying, I don't know, did anybody in the comments, Keith, you can answer too. Was there anything else that we really needed to hit on for display shelving? I know we're not like professionals. We're just trying to give you our take on it
Mhm,
and also tell you some of the stuff that we did wrong, like overbuying and not measuring and just kind of getting stuff. So now you paid for tables and shelving that
yeah,
you may not use,
yep,
and now you got to try to either resell it on marketplace for a lower value, or you hold on to it and hope that you use it in the future.
Yeah, because that's the thing with IKEA too. Like I live an hour away, so I feel like anytime there's an IKEA, you don't live close. You're always like an hour away. So to buy the stuff, like you really have to plan. That's my number one advice is make sure you go on IKEA, look at all these different types of shelves that we've talked about. If that's the route you're going. If you're looking at track shelving, obviously do your research there and really plan out the look that you want and do not go buy anything until you really have your space planned. Because trying to take stuff back to IKEA is a pain in the butt. Um, yeah, I mean, you could go buy a house and call it a Lego house. You could go buy a warehouse and display anything and everything in there and not have people come look at it. You can do that. Um, there's endless options of things you can do, but I would recommend planning it. Make sure you're happy with what you have, and you'll
Yep.
be fine. So,
Yep.
um, on that note, just want to heads up on a couple things coming up. July 1st. Well,
Yep.
actually, backtrack real quick. For anybody who did the series 4 Bricklinks, right? The train series 4.
I already got my email today
Yeah, I was just gonna
saying
say.
that my payment didn't go through, and that was because I used the PayPal. I was telling you that, right?
Yep.
Um, so if you use PayPal and you accidentally hit Pay in 4, which you can't do on Bricklink series because they take forever before they
Hmm.
actually process the payment. So
Yep.
PayPal will just kick it off. Didn't realize that at the time. So I just put in my updated credit card information and boom. I should be getting that set in a week?
Should be.
Yep.
I would think so by early next week. So just check your bank statements. Those will be getting charged. Then you should be getting them shipping here soon. So just keep a heads up on those. Um, we have a couple guests we're gonna be having on over the next month and a half. So keep a lookout
Yep.
for that. We'll announce those as those come up. And then next week, I believe we will take a dive into, yes, that's the 30th. So we'll take a dive into Lego releases for July 1st. Don't really think there's a lot coming out the first. I know there's a few things. I believe the Cobra, which Greg, if you wanna see some interesting stuff, if you missed Mav and I on London Calling last Friday, please go back and watch at least through the talk of the Cobra and the Ford Mustang. Or fast forward to that point in the video, you will not be disappointed.
Nope.
Again, that is Greg from London Calling, which is London Calling podcast. It was a good time. Also on that same podcast, you can go check Alex out from Bricklink. He's one of the lead designers, correct? I think that's his title lead designer.
Was he a
Um,
designer or was he the
Lead. He was a lead of something, and I feel bad for. I remembered him on a whim here because I we're talking about that. So excuse me the
This is
ignorance.
what happens when Keith is not prepared.
Well, I didn't think I'd be mentioning it. So that's my apology. I apologize to him if he ever hears this, but go check out that was the beginning of the episode last Friday. You kind of got to listen to him talk about the Bricklink and everything that's been going on with that. So it was a nice conversation to listen to in person. So that was well worth it at the beginning of that podcast. And then, like I said, go check out the Cobra and Mustang chat that we had.
Very
Gre-
interesting.
Greg will not disappoint you
Nope.
with his shenanigans. So
Nope. It was a good time.
it was. But yeah, again, just a reminder to everybody because we have not had any submissions. This is your last Friday because obviously next Friday will be July. This is your last week to submit Disney mashups. I think we only have one submission this month, and that's because we've just been crazy this month. Unfortunately, we are not live on Friday. After hours is canceled.
That's
Which is
that's my fault unless you want to be up at 12 midnight, because that's about the time that,
oh,
because
you're done at
it's the 3 hour difference.
yeah.
So,
Well,
but keep an eye out. There may be a random live.
yeah. I would say keep more of an eye out this weekend for something random happening. Motion denied. Um, yeah, so keep an eye out for that. We might just do something spontaneous. But yeah, don't forget we've only done the one. I know we also haven't posted it, so I know Brick rolled through a wrench and things. But don't forget if you do have any submissions. Again, it's a Disney mashup to end the month out. Probably get another poll up here again. So if anybody has any suggestions, I guess we can carry Harry Potter over into the July poll because Harry Potter
Was
is what?
was it Disney? Wasn't it Disney?
No, Disney beat Harry Potter.
Oh, Disney
So
beat
yeah,
Harry Potter.
yep. So that's what
Yep.
I'm saying. We can carry Harry Potter into the vote for July.
Yep.
So Harry Potter against one other theme. But yeah, if you want to do anything pertaining to Disney, get that submitted. And then since Mav will be away, I'll make sure I have that posted for everybody to share in a post on Friday. And then yeah, we're good for Monday, right? Next week.
No, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Yeah. So that another announcement. So Mav will be gone on Monday. So we will be shifting tonight's podcast, which is next Monday's podcast, to next Wednesday. So we will not be here. Reminder, we will not be here on the 30th. Now that I'm talking about that, we should have talked July tonight. Forgot about
uh
that. So
yes. Well,
yeah,
there's not really many sets coming
no,
out for
no, no,
July.
no.
August would be the one that I would
That's gonna be the big one.
that's going to be the bigger one.
Yep.
Um
Yep. So it'll be post release. So we'll be live on Wednesday, July 2nd. So we'll have I guess you can say at that point, a recap of the July 1st releases.
okay.
And Mav and I will both be getting the Nike set that's coming out. That will be our live build for one of these Saturdays. I have no idea what day we're doing anything at this point.
Well, it's not going to be yeah, it's not going to probably be the weekend of the 25th.
No, yeah, definitely will not be that weekend.
I got to
So,
remember to take that Monday off
well, yeah, that's a good point too.
so I could sleep after I'm
Yeah.
asleep for 48 hours.
Anybody has any suggestions for plugging through 48 hours, please send them our way. Also, just a reminder to anybody who's listening, anybody who's here tonight, if you have any interest in joining us at any point for our charity live stream event, that's Friday, July 25th
5th?
through Sunday, July 27th. Please let us know. We can have guests on live building. I'm probably going to plug through the backlog that week, man. I think that's going to be my thing.
I'm going to have no more
I
sets.
was going to say that's very possible.
Or
So
we just get a UCS set and just build it, cuz that should
we
be
do
like
that.
what, 24 hours.
Yeah,
Um
Celsius. Okay.
when does it start the live?
So it's 7 p.m. Eastern on
To 7
Friday
to 7 p.m.
to 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yep.
So yep. So yeah, if anybody's interested and would want to hop on, we will be live building throughout. There will also be a lot of other things intermingling too. Working with the nonprofit, they will have we'll probably have some people coming on like guest speakers, videos to show. So you're not going to literally be staring at the two of us just building for 48 hours. There will be some time where we'll be off and there will just be some videos playing just to kind of get people in the know with different organizations, sponsors, donors, etc. So it will not just be us the whole time. Um, but yeah, looking forward to that. If you do have any interest, again, reach out to us through the Hidden Bricks page, and we'll get you on as part of the live stream. Mav, anything else for
Keith,
us?
um, no, I don't think so. I don't think I have any more kind of news besides the changes to Friday of
Yep.
not being there, and obviously Monday getting pushed to Wednesday.
Yep.
Dang it, Mav! What did you do?
Not only does he cause us to miss Friday, but now we're moving
Oh,
Mondays as well.
you
So
cannot say that because I had surgery and I still came and did a live on.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Greg. Sending prayers his ways. He's got surgery coming up this week, so he'll be out of action for a couple weeks. So sending those his way. But yeah, Mav, I give you all the credit in the world for plugging through that surgery and hopping on. So you were a champ that night. So
I know.
kudos to you.
I know. I was pretty, but I was surprised that I wasn't more
Loopy.
more in pain. But it was probably
Oh,
just it's probably just fresh. That's what it
yeah.
was. But yeah, I normally don't. We normally, you know this. I normally don't like pushing anything.
Mhm.
I have a schedule. Normally keep the schedule, but that 3 hour difference is gonna make
Yeah.
was
Yep.
gonna make it tougher. And then we decided not to. I could have brought the equipment to do it in the hotel for the
Mhm.
podcast,
Yep.
but just in case there was technical difficulties or anything, we didn't want to have that kind of issue, so
Yeah.
we pushed it to Wednesday.
Yep. So, and yeah, I know these next 2 months, I know a lot of people probably are going on vacation. I have a couple things coming up. We're going to have to work out schedule wise for that as well. Um, but hey, we can just do what we can do. And we appreciate everybody for always being here with us. So, again, just as a reminder of everything, this Friday, which is June the 27th, we are no go. So there will be no after hours. Monday, June 30th, also canceled. That will be pushed to Wednesday, July the 2nd. We have minifig mashup for Disney. This is the last week you can submit any mashups for your Disney minifigs. There will be a poll coming up for what the mashup you guys want to vote on for July. It'll be Harry Potter against something. So if you guys have any suggestions, please reach out to us via the Hidden Bricks messages. And then we got the charity live stream, which I'm also shameless plug here because it's important. Make sure you guys are prepared for July 20th. That will be the kickoff to the community challenges for the Brick by Brick charity event. Mav, I got to talk to you about this as well. We'll be kicking off probably around noontime on the 20th with the first set of challenges that go out. Obviously, Mav, I will be sending the first to you and a few others. So get your bricks out, dump them on the floor, get ready to walk on them, and then get ready to challenge people. So we're gonna push. We're gonna push this. We really want to get the awareness out here, and we know we have a great community of people that support us. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. Mav, in particular, I tossed you into this, and you ran with it. So I appreciate.
Well, we did talk about doing something like this. You just actually went out and did it.
When the fire burns,
I thought there would be a little bit more planning, but you got a nibble and you reeled it in.
You know what? And I haven't really had a chance to like fully talk about things. Like I thought it was just be like a little like you remember how the California wildfires, like the guys put that nice charity live stream together, and it was a wonderful event.
Yep.
But that was all through them. Like they weren't working with anybody. We have the advantage of having a nonprofit on our side because I reached out to them. So we have a whole different level of help with this. So that's why I think it kind of blew up a little bigger than I had anticipated, which is not a bad thing. Because there's a lot of resources that they have that I would not have on my own. But the most important thing is I have you here for this live stream, and
Yeah.
we're gonna kick some butt for 48 hours,
No
and
sleep.
and then crash
No
hard.
sleep. No sleep.
Oh man, that hidden bricks on Monday, that's gonna be fun.
What are you talking about?
What'd you do all weekend?
No. It's gonna be like you know, wake up and be like, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a good cause, and I'm glad we're able to do this
Mhm.
because I feel like we should do a couple more things like this for the community. Not just so much the Lego community, but in general,
Mhm.
our community as human beings and
Yep.
people. So,
Yep. Yeah, I think you have mentioned a couple plans that I am very interested in
mhm.
seeing unfold. So we will get into that at a later point. Mav, send us off into the sunset, please.
I will send you off into the sunset. Ready? Here it comes.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on the Hidden Bricks, and we will see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you.